My name is Arthur. I turned 80 last winter. A few months ago, I was sitting in a hospital room when the doctor told me something I'll never forget. He looked at me gently and said, "Arthur, you're strong for your age, but realistically, you probably have around 5 years left." 5 years. I remember nodding as if I understood, but the truth is, my mind went completely silent. 5 years suddenly felt both long and terribly short. Long enough to keep living, but short enough to realize something frightening. My time was no longer endless. On the drive home, I didn't turn on the radio like I usually did. I just drove slowly through the town I had lived in for almost 50 years. And for the first time in a very long time, I started noticing things. The way the sun rested on the rooftops, a little boy riding his bicycle down the street, an old couple walking hand in hand outside a bakery. I had passed those streets thousands of times, but somehow I had never really seen them. That night I sat in my living room thinking about my life. 80 years. That's a long time. Long enough to build a career, raise a family, buy a house, pay bills, chase success. But something strange happened as I thought about it all. Many of the things I spent decades worrying about suddenly felt meaningless. The promotions I lost sleep over, the arguments with coworkers, the need to prove I was doing better than other people. None of those things mattered anymore, not even a little. What did matter were the things I almost missed, like calling my daughter just to hear her laugh, sitting outside with an old friend and talking about nothing, watching the sunset without checking the time. Moments like those used to feel small to me. Now they feel like the most valuable things I have left. A few weeks after that doctor visit, I did something I hadn't done in years. I called my younger brother. We hadn't spoken in almost a decade. A stupid argument, something about money. Back then, my pride felt more important than fixing things. But when you're 80 years old and someone tells you time is limited, pride suddenly feels very small. So I called him. And when he answered the phone, neither of us knew what to say at first. But by the end of the call, we were laughing like we were 20 again. And I remember thinking to myself, why did I wait 10 years for this? The truth is, something strange happens when you believe your time is running out. You stop worrying about things that don't matter, and you start protecting the things that do. You stop chasing approval. You stop fearing failure. You stop living for someday, and you start living for today. But here's the part that keeps me awake some nights. If it took hearing that I only had 5 years left to finally understand what truly matters, then how many years did I waste before that? 30? 40? Maybe more. So if you're listening to an old man like me, let me tell you something I wish someone had told me when I was younger. You don't need a doctor to remind you that time is limited. Because the truth is, none of us know how much we have left. It might be 50 years. It might be 5. But every single day you're given is time that will never return. And if there's one thing I've learned after 80 years of living, it's this. Don't wait until the end of your life to start living it.